There's nothing scarier and chilling than seeing someone's last moments before death. That's why today we're going to be taking a look at 10 chilling photos of WWE wrestlers just before death. Now some of them are screenshots from videos, but the story behind each of these photos will probably shiver your skin.
I found this. This is literally from last year. This is like February 8, 2017. I don't remember watching this, maybe I did, but I found this video earlier and I said, hey, you know what? If this is going to be chilling, maybe I should record it and scare people. Anyway,
Fine.
let's get on with it. Oh, shit! Okay. Of course, the first one's Chris Benoit.
This picture was reportedly taken at Benoit's psychologist's office on June 22, 2007, which was the very same day that he allegedly killed his wife, Nancy. Now, I'm not
Which he
sticking on
didn't.
any side,
Whatever.
it's just you can't believe everything you hear on the media.
Exactly! Thank you.
Seemed fine and normal, and you'd never think that the man shown here would later on murder his wife on the same day and then proceed to kill her son and himself over the next following days. Now, although some say that the picture was taken a few days before the horrible events took place, it's still crazy to think that this was the last ever photo of Chris Benoit.
Bruiser Brody.
This picture here is from Brody's last televised match, battling longtime rival Abdullah the Butcher, just 3 days before he was dead. On July 16, 1988, Brody was set to battle Dan Spivey, or Stevie, I'm not sure, in Puerto Rico. Before the match, Super Invader 1 took Frank, aka Bruiser Brody, to the showers to talk business. It was there that Gonzalez, aka Invader 1, stabbed Brody with a knife that he was hiding under a towel. Soon after, Brody was announced dead a day later, but since then, Gonzalez has not been convicted of Frank's killing due to the weak legal system that was in Puerto Rico, but those present that day, like Tony Atlas, knows what happened and says otherwise. This again was taken via video, but
This
it's
is
still
on her
mental to
YouTube.
think of how healthy and happy China looked in this video, which was posted onto her YouTube channel on April 17, 2016, just days before she would be pronounced dead on April 20th at the age of 46 due to a combination of painkillers in the lead up to her death.
They said it was 48. Yeah, 5. Oh, God.
1999's Over the Edge pay-per-view was one of the darkest days in the wrestling business. For those not familiar with May 23, 1999, that was the day that Owen Hart died due to falling to his death from the rafters. The photo here was the very last time we would see Owen Hart alive and well, which was taken while he was given his pre-match interview before he would have to face the Godfather for the Intercontinental Championship, but unfortunately that would never happen.
Yeah, because he tried to do the same bullshit that Shawn did at WrestleMania,
This
which
wasn't really a photo
he
taken
shouldn't
of
even
Mr.
done to
Perfect.
begin with.
Again, like I said in the beginning, some of these are going to be videos just like this, but it's still sad to see that this was one of the last time we would ever see Mr. Perfect on TV. This match against David Flair was taken on January 8, 2003, but not soon after would we hear the passing of Mr. Perfect.
Wait, so Perfect fought Charlotte's brother? I didn't even know he was a wrestler. Actually, I think I did. I don't know. Because I never saw his ass before, and they barely talked about him. But I didn't know David Flair was a wrestler, let alone he fought in TNA against Mr. Perfect. Wow. Okay, then.
Just a month later, on February 10, 2003, at the age of 44 due to an overdose of cocaine as well as taking painkillers and steroids in the lead up to his death.
Seriously, man. I hate hearing somebody died of an overdose. You're fucking stupid. Like, okay, I can understand if you take your medicine about a couple hours later, like, did I take my medicine or not? I've had that feeling, and I decided, you know, of course, you know, shit. I did take medicine for shit, some time ago, a long time ago, years ago. I had times where I was like, did I take my medicine or not? I don't remember. all it would do is give me a massive headache if I didn't take it. So I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna deal with it, you know? If I get a headache, I didn't take my medicine. If I didn't, I did. That way my ass won't overdose. And I don't know if my medicine could have killed me. Enough of it probably could have. If I took a second dose, I don't know if that would have killed me, but I decided I ain't taking a chance, and I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna take my medicine. If I did take it, then fuck it. No problem. But it's so stupid people die. People die of an overdose.
The last image of the late
That's
Piper
creepy.
shows him in a horror thriller called The Chair, which was completed during the final months of Piper's life and was released soon after his passing. Now, although he sadly passed away on July 31st, 2015 during his sleep, I have to give the man some respect and credit, especially since he never took a break from the entertainment business, even months before his passing.
Savage. Oh god.
What's chilling about this last photo of Macho Man Randy Savage is that after decades of living the wrestling lifestyle, he finally felt normal and happy for once in his life. The photo shown here is from Randy's last Thanksgiving, with him pictured alongside his brother Randy Popo. I hope that's how you say it. Also, Randy spent his time doing the everyday things he wasn't able to do over the years. Small things like taking his mother for breakfast or taking his family to appointments. He would sadly pass away just months later at the age of 58 due to a heart attack while driving with his wife.
I heard that he fell asleep at the wheel and he
There
crashed.
were many similar photos taken from this court date, but
I don't know what's
this
true
picture is
here.
one of the last ever taken of Jimmy Snuka, and it was taken during one of his court appearances. He sadly passed away just this year in January of 2017.
Yep.
Now again, I'm not here to choose a side and defend him nor bash him. It's just like Benoit, he changed the style of wrestling and is going to be remembered as one of the big names in the wrestling industry. Now why he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame and Benoit hasn't is just mind-boggling, but really just shows up how much bias WWE is with their employees, especially considering it was Vince who hid Jimmy Snuka's case for all those years until he was arrested and charged with third-degree murder just recently in 2015 after reopening the case.
My dude has a big ass point. Why the fuck did they put Jimmy Snuka in the Hall of Fame? Knowing this, they had to have known that supposedly he killed someone. I can't remember who it was, like his girlfriend or some shit. 30 years ago, they had to have known. Especially since he just said that Vince has been trying to get his ass arrested. So he knew that that shit apparently happened, supposedly anyway. And he still put him in the Hall of Fame. Why the fuck can't you do that to Chris Benoit? Now, I would love if they put him in the video game. Fuck that, okay? If you're gonna put Jimmy Snuka, and you know damn well that he did what he did, and you've been trying to get his ass imprisoned and shit, you're gonna put his ass in the Hall of Fame, why the hell aren't you going to put someone who you don't even actually know did it? Chris Benoit couldn't have done it. And here's why. Because they kept saying that Chris Benoit had steroids in him. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. No, he didn't. They don't even know if he had steroids in his body. Nobody was even at the damn place when it happened. Just because people were dead doesn't mean he did it. I mean, I think I said this in a video before on when I was playing The Walking Dead, actually. But I said this on a comment on a video. It was like the #1 most evil people or some stupid shit. I can't remember what the hell the video was called. But I said, I know it's just a game, but in the, I think it's the 3rd episode of The Walking Dead Season 1, Duck gets bitten. And so obviously he's going to turn. And later, like halfway through the episode, they stop the train, and Katja takes Duck into the woods, and you hear a gunshot. Lee and Kenny go to get, Katja and bring her back. Well, Katya killed herself because she couldn't stand the thought of having her son dead or as a zombie or whatever. And putting that logic into real life, imagine someone came into Chris Benoit's house. He or she killed his wife and his son. He came back and he saw them dead. He placed a Bible by each of their bodies, and then he hung himself. He killed himself because he couldn't stand the thought, even though he had a son, because Katya still had her husband, who she could have another baby with, eventually. But she killed herself because her son was practically dead. She couldn't stand a living without her son. Same thing with Chris Benoit. He had another kid. I've heard that he had a daughter too. I don't know if that's true or not. But he had another son. And, but despite that, finding out that his son, his youngest son, and his wife are dead, he killed himself. That's the way I think it is. And besides that, there's some people saying that, there's this, I think it was Kevin Sullivan, that was his name, that supposedly was around at the time, and he could have been the one, because apparently he was a criminal. I don't know who the fuck he really is, but he could have went in there, because supposedly he was on the phone with Chavo, and Chavo heard struggling, and then the phone call ended. So Chris could have been struggling with someone, and maybe they ended up getting killed. I don't know. But yeah, he walked in, and he found them dead, and he was still there. Because they also found tons of beer bottles and shit, and they had a shit ton of steroids in his house, but he had none in his system. So, if it was in his system, then it could be roid rage, that's what it was. And with that, in mind, he could have gotten tipped over, pissed off, and then he could have done what he was accused of. But since there was none in his body, he couldn't have possibly have killed his family. There was also weird messages that were being sent to everybody. I don't know. Take it however you want. That's the way I see it. Chris Benoit, he didn't do it. I hope one day the WWE can honor him like he should be. Because, nobody's perfect, okay? All these Hall of Famers, I'm sure they've done something in their life, that's not, good. They're probably not going to put them in Hall of Fame anytime soon because they're PG, and if they're going to put Chris Benoit in there, a lot of people are going to know what he did, and, I don't know. Some wrestlers say that they shouldn't put him in the Hall of Fame, but it's like, I don't know. I could go on for hours, but I'm sorry. This just pisses me off.
This photo here was taken just hours before the Ultimate Warrior would pass away. This was taken by a fan at the New Orleans airport in the morning before we would sadly hear
well,
he
damn.
passed away just hours later from a heart attack while walking to his car with his wife.
That's one lucky ass fan.
Andre the Giant being 7 foot 4 inches tall and weighing in at nearly 520 pounds, it was obviously hard for the Giant to carry that amount of weight every single day for the rest of his life.
Right.
People his size tend to not make it in the long run, thus unfortunately causing them to pass away at a quite young age. This photo of Andre the Giant was taken when he appeared at WCW's Clash of Champions 20th show in September of 1992. He would sadly pass away months later in Paris during his sleep from heart failure on January 27, 1993.
Well, damn. I mean, at least he felt. At least he died in his sleep, you know. Well done, you know, I mean, at least he died in his sleep. I mean, he might have suffered. You know, he might have been asleep and then all of a sudden his heart started fucking up. He's like, and then he died. Or his heart could have just been fucking up and he was in sleep and he died. I don't know. 16 minutes. This guy's like 10 minutes I've been ranting about Chris Benoit. What the fuck? Bring me my time. Fuck it, I'm gonna record Walking Dead at this. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have to find phenomenal, and as always, stay phenomenal. Peace. Bye.